Yeah, China have a very ambitious target for the kind of reduce emissions by adopting kind of low carbon development. Now, to go back to 2005, at that time, the Chinese government they proposed the kind of new proposal to reduce the energy intensity from the 25 to 2010 to reduce about 20%. And in 2009, the Chinese government proposed by 2020, kind of the carbon intensity of GDP will be reduced in the base of 2005, the 40 to 45%. It's a really ambitious target. For kind of achieving this kind of a target, the Chinese government do a lot of work. For example, they have issued 5 provinces, the 8 cities, the kind of low carbon demonstrations. Following several demonstrations, the kind of low carbon development adopted by the new leader of the Chinese government. As you say, just last month, we elected the new leaders for the party. There's the low carbon, green, and the circular development to become the key components for the economic development in the following maybe 10 years in China.
And I thought it was quite interesting that your departing president devoted a large part of his speech when he was leaving focusing on the environment. So how big an issue do you think this now is for China?
I see, as you know, China is very large, but also the developing countries. The local polluting issues are still very seriously. So the clean water, fresh air, food security is still the problem in China. Well, China have quite a lot of people, more than 100 kind of million people, still without enough food and other things like that. China focus on the kind of green development. That means to resolve the problem, kind of for the polluting issues, the safety of water, clean water, blue sky, fresh air, food safety issues. Also concern the global climate change issues, the global ecological safety issues. So China tried to do a lot of work for that.
And we know there's a huge amount of investment in low carbon technology in China, but there have been new figures about global carbon emissions, and China is nearly up to or just over a third of global emissions. Can the country move faster? Is it possible? Is it moving at full speed at the moment towards a low carbon economy, or is there more space to really increase that ambition?
That's true. Of course, to reach the target of the low carbon development is not such easy. So China adopts a lot of new technologies. For example, energy efficiency, renewables. Especially with the renewables, China is number 1 in hydro, number 1 in the wind. However, there's a long way to go. As you say, China is still the biggest emissioner in the world. We try to do the best to reduce the emissions by the low carbon development. As you say, it's a long way to go, but China tried to have the new way, the new pathway to reach the target of the low carbon development.
And in terms of technology sharing, how important is that aspect for China at these talks, and in particular, I suppose, the intellectual property rights for low carbon technologies that could perhaps be rolled out in China?
This is the combination issues. I think the IP issues and should combine with the technology transfer. So the reduce the emissions, the kind of greenhouse, or the kind of reach the kind of green and the low carbon development. We need corporations. The kind of IP issues and the technology transfer should be combined together. Without technology transfer, that's very difficult for the developing country to have new technology, the modern technology to reach the low carbon development. So we need to work together for the cooperation, co-research, co-development for the new technologies. I mean, the low carbon development technologies. We couldn't use the kind of IP issues to limit it, the kind of the development of new technologies. So we should combine the two issues together, IP and technology transfer.
And you are part of a centre which focuses too on international cooperation. How would you describe the cooperation and assistance that China has been receiving so far in this particular area?
I think the cooperation, especially China, has benefited quite a lot in the past several decades. For example, most of the energy efficiency technologies, or almost all the renewable technologies, is the result of international cooperation. For example, currently like GE, Siemens, do a lot of work for the energy efficiency and the renewables. So that's the international cooperation. Without international cooperation, we couldn't get such kind of good kind of technology. Also, as you say, the wind and the solar price that gets reduced very quickly. That's also as a result of the international cooperation. Without the international cooperation, the renewable cost couldn't reduce such quickly.
And there's been a lot of talk at this conference about urgency and ambition. One figure I read was that if every citizen in China achieved the same level of, I suppose, development or wealth as the USA, that would destroy any possibility of avoiding any 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 degrees. So give me a sense of the urgency that you are feeling at the moment.
I think the feeling at the moment that China is a big country. We should not following the USA pathway. We need to have a low carbon approach. The average Chinese people know that. So that's even a very hard way to go. It's a long way to go, but we have the target to reach the low carbon development. It's no doubt.